Welcome back to the Dashing Investor YouTube channel, where we're all about finding the best ways to make more money on DoorDash. Yeah, today, guys, I appreciate y'all stopping by. I appreciate everyone subscribing. I definitely appreciate all the interacting that you do with my channel. So yeah, guys, today we're going to jump into the 7 things I wish I knew before I started DoorDashing. And if I knew these things in the beginning, I could have made a lot more money. So yeah, guys, let's go ahead and jump on right on into number 1. And number 1 is mileage, the mileage strategy. How much should I be making per mile? In the beginning, I was accepting those orders, those high mileage orders, especially on Earn By Time. And even when I started doing Earn Per Offer, I was going 12 miles for $3, $4, $8, $9, $10, basically accepting all those upside down orders. So, and then I found out probably pretty much at the minimum, and there are other cases where you may earn a little bit less than this, but the rule of thumb is basically $1 per mile. I try to get at least $1 per mile on every delivery. Now, there are cases where, say, you might go 7 miles for $6. You still are making money, quite contrary to what people believe. You still are making money, and you might want to accept orders like that when it's really, really slow. And instead of just sitting in the parking lot all day, you might want to accept those orders, because you're all about making money when you go out and DoorDash. You're not about sitting in the parking lot, and you still do profit when you have an order like that. But just a rule of thumb, you want $1 per mile and up. You know, $1.50, $2, $3, $4, $5, all that's great per mile, but at least you want $1 per mile. And I was definitely accepting all the orders under that. And I mean, I was accepting some horrible orders in the beginning, like my first month, say month and a half, until I started really catching on. And I was like, wow, man, I'm doing a lot of driving for a little bit money. So, but then finally caught on. And so, yeah, the rule of thumb is $1 per mile. So all you new guys out there, when you're first starting, if you're just starting or you're thinking about starting, try to get $1 per mile. So if you're going 6 miles, try to at least get paid $6 to go that mile. Sometimes, again, you can go a little bit under that, say like $5 to go 6 miles in slow times. So don't get stressed out too much even on that, because you didn't come out to just sit. So there are times where you kind of break that rule a little bit, but most of the time you want to definitely go $1 per mile. So that's number 1 thing I wish I knew in the beginning, to at least get $1 per mile. Now, number 2 on the list, I wish I knew the best times of the day for my market. Because I mean, that when I say for my market, because over the last year, talking to other dashers and dashing with different dashers on my lives and such, I have found out markets are a little bit different, but I will give you pretty much just the kind of the foundation to go by. The very best times, we're going to start with breakfast time, and this is in some markets. Some markets are great for breakfast. Some markets are terrible for breakfast. So you're looking at that breakfast hour somewhere between that 7 and 11 breakfast hours. And that in the middle of the night, that's pretty much terrible for everyone, unless you're kind of in a vacation spot in the middle of the night and people getting out of bars and such. But just in regular old towns, most of our towns, that's terrible before 7 o'clock. So we kind of kick around that 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. And there's some markets where breakfast is booming, but most markets, it's going to be okay. And some mornings it's going to actually be terrible. So number 2 in that best time of the day is lunchtime, between 11 and 2. That's usually number 2 in the best time of the day, behind the number 1 spot. So that 11 to 2, everybody's at work. They go on lunch. Usually the volume increases a lot for lunchtime, and also what you're receiving from the orders. The payout of the orders are usually a lot better during those lunch times, and that's between 11 and 2, maybe pushing to 2:30, but usually between that 2:30, 4:30 to 5, depending on your market. It gets really dead, really slow. You'll find yourself waiting a lot longer between to get an order, and then when you get an order, it's usually not that great. Now, I have gotten some great orders in between that time, even catering, but that's not the norm. Usually it dies down between that 2 to 5, 2:30 to that 4:35. Usually gets a lot slower, and the orders are not the best. So yeah, guys, breakfast is that first part of the day. Like I say, it could be hit and miss, but some markets is banging all the time. It's actually the best part of the morning in some markets. It's very few markets are like that, but some markets, yes, breakfast time. So again, what I always say, test everything that I give you in your market. Because hey, we're in different markets, might be different in your market. And then lunchtime is usually the number 2 spot behind the number 1 spot that we're getting ready to jump into right now. Number 1 spot, the busiest time, and also the best paying orders come during the dinner rush. And that is usually between that 5 to 8. In some markets, it start early as 4:30. So you're looking at anywhere between that 5 to 8. You're going to get better tips. People are ordering for their families, so naturally that's the cost of their meals is going to be more. And a lot of people will tip bigger because they're ordering a lot more food. So anywhere between that 4:30 to maybe even latest 8:30. Again, test it in your market, and your market start at 4:30. See if the dinner rush starts at 4:30, and if you find like, no, it starts closer to 5:30, well, you tested it, now you know. And then you find out when it starts to die off. Is it around 7:30, 8:30? You find it. And once you pinpoint and you find that window, like in my market, it's usually between that 5 to 7:30. And then around 7:30, it starts to kind of die off there. So pinpoint when is that best dinner time in your market. Because again, like I say, markets are different. So just again, everything I give you, don't take it for gospel, but it's more of a foundation for your market. So take everything, watch all my videos, take my information, test it in your market, get it pinned down to how this information will help you the best in your market. So that's another bonus. All markets are different. So just keeping that in mind, any new dashers, even veteran dashers, hey, all markets are different. So just take this information, test it, get it whittled down to where it's you're gonna be able to use it the best in your market. Okay. Now, number 4 is, and this is huge, find out the slow restaurants. And when I say the slow restaurants, I mean not just slow restaurants any part of the day, I mean regarding peak time. So again, that dinner time, that between that 5 and 8, depending on your market. Find out your slow restaurants, because guess what? You're going to want to decline those. Don't be like me and other rookies where I was accepting all these orders, or even if I declined some, I was taking some of these orders that I shouldn't have taken. Know your slow restaurants, because during dinner time, that's when those banging, high-paying orders. You don't want to accept an order, a slow restaurant. Now you think you got you a decent order. Maybe you think you even got you a good order. The restaurant is taking forever, and now it's a trash order. And during dinner time, most likely it's some very good orders out there. So, hey, you're accepting those slow restaurant orders, and everybody else is getting those banging, high-paying, quick restaurant orders. So in regarding peak time, you have to know your slow restaurants. You want to know your slow restaurants during breakfast, lunch, and dinner, of course. But during dinner time, that's really when you want to really kick that strategy in to be ready to decline those slow restaurants, because you don't want to miss out on those banging, high-paying other orders that are definitely out there that you definitely will miss out on if you accept that order and you wasting your time all day at that slow restaurant. And now your high-paying or decent-paying order has turned into garbage because they had you all day waiting. And again, that's great to also use during the lunch hours, because that's the second part of the day. The best part of the day is that lunchtime, and then also you want to use it during breakfast. But regarding that dinner time, man, hit that decline button, move on, and wait on that next order so you can get you a good high-paying order at a restaurant that gets that order out there to you quick so you can drop it off and get that check. You got to get that check and get it quick so you can get on to that next order and keep it moving. But yeah, that's another thing I wish I knew before I became a DoorDasher, because I wasted my time on these slow restaurants at the peak time of the day, and everybody else eating good while I'm sitting there looking crazy with this slow order. So, number 5 is a little something about Earn By Time, because that's what I was doing the first couple of months. I was doing Earn By Time. So I used to get that Earn By Time order, used to come in, I click accept, and then I'm flying to the restaurant. I'm grabbing that order. I'm flying into the customer. And then, you know, if the restaurant is lollygagging, I'm getting upset. Or if I'm hitting traffic lights or something, or an accident, I'm getting upset. Why am I getting upset with Earn By Time? So, Earn By Time, take your time. Earn By Time, take your time. There's no need to rush. You're getting paid from when you accept that order all the way till you decline that order. And if you get there and that customer, you got to hand to me and they won't answer the phone, they won't answer a text, don't stress about it. And then if you got to get on phone with support, get on the phone with support, but don't hit that complete until you find out what you need to do with that food. So, Earn By Time, take your time. Don't be like me in the beginning. I was grabbing that order and I was running it and trying to get it out there quick as possible. Now I didn't went 8 miles and I didn't earned like $2 because I picked up that order. Now, take your time. If you get an $8 order, hey, try to, or 8-mile order, try to make $7, $8, $9 off of it. You know, don't sit there and lollygag on purpose and you know, you still got a customer that you're trying to take care of, but there's no need to pick up that food and just be running like a madman and upsetting yourself when it's not ready. I ran into a dasher the other day and we were just talking. I said, yeah, I'm doing Earn Per Offer. I'm doing Earn By Time. And he was like, man, this McDonald's is just terrible. And I said, and I said, man, you on Earn By Time. Don't stress it, homie. Don't stress it. The longer they take, the bigger your check is getting. You know, and then he was like, what do you mean? So I had to break it down to him and everything because he quite didn't understand the Earn By Time. He had only been dashing for 3 weeks. So I broke it down. He was like, oh, man, okay. And I was like, yeah, man, don't stress that time. You doing Earn By Time. Get that check. Make that check big as possible. You know, like, again, don't lollygag on purpose, but hey, when things is not going good on the order, don't stress it. This is not Earn Per Offer. You're doing Earn By Time. Take your time on Earn By Time. So yeah, guys, that's one more thing I wish I would have known. Now, number 6, it's okay to decline an order. In the beginning, here go again. I'm sitting here accepting every single order, and combine that with not really knowing what to decline. And that's with the mileage. I didn't really know what to decline, the whole $1 per mile. I didn't know my slow restaurants in my area. I just didn't know those things. So I was accepting every single order. No, guys, it's okay to decline. If you want to maximize your money, you definitely want to decline. Now, as you'll find in my other videos, under this new platinum tier program and how DoorDash is now, cherry picking is going out of styles, especially if you only use DoorDash. Maybe it might not be as bad if you multi-apping, but if you're just using DoorDash, you really want to stay between that 87 to 93% acceptance rate, and that'll give you some room to decline, but also DoorDash will give you the very best orders in that window of 87 to 93%. So it's okay to decline orders. Don't stress it. DoorDash is not going to come down on you or something, or they looking at you. Hey, they got a decline button there for a reason. Use it. So that's one thing I did not do in the beginning. I was taking every single order, and then I got to where I was declining a couple of orders here and there. But yeah, once I started declining a few orders and knowing what orders, like those bad mileage orders and those slow restaurants, and once I started learning all of that and knew what to decline, hey, my pay just automatically jumped. At the end of the day, for the same amount of time, I was making more money. So yeah, guys, it's okay to decline an order. Now, number 7, and this, again, this is big for how to increase your earnings, is customer interaction. What I mean by customer interaction, I mean in the way how you can, first of all, we're going to cover this kind of in 2 parts. First of all, how to get better ratings. Why do I want better ratings? Now, because in the algorithm, with the old top dasher program and now the tier program, customer ratings do come into play along with the acceptance rate and the completion rate. So, and you want that high as possible, because when the better orders are coming out and the algorithm is looking for those best dashers to take these better orders, it's looking at that customer rating. And of course, the acceptance and the completion. But in this aspect, you want that customer rating to be high as possible. So now this is something I wish I knew in the beginning from day one, but I created it after a couple of months, and this falls under the customer interaction. I actually send a rhyme to my customers. I have a breakfast rhyme, and when I say rhyme, I mean rhyming my words, and I have a whole video, so go check that out. You got to be creative. If you want more and higher ratings, you got to be creative with the customer. And this is what I do. I got a whole video on how I do it in some of my rhymes. You can create your own. So this video will give you an idea how to create your own, or take mine. Hey, you can take mine work, use it. But I actually create a rhyme. I got a breakfast rhyme, a lunch rhyme, and a dinner rhyme that actually I send out to the customer before I head out to them. I get all the time, I love your rhymes, I get a giggle, I get all of that. And people say, hey man, I'm giving you a 5-star rating. I love that rhyme, man. And all it is, just standing out. I stand out to what other DoorDashers do. And a lot of DoorDashers don't do anything, or they might do a little simple, polite, hey, I'm on the way, which, hey, a lot of us do that. But with my rhymes, I stand out with my rhymes. So yeah, guys, just go check that video out, how I use those rhymes. And yeah, I keep my customer rating high. And it's a simple copy and paste to all the customers that I'm going out to. And just stay consistent on doing it. But again, go check out that video. Now, also part 2 of that, another way that I use those rhymes, and another benefit of using those rhymes, I actually get more tips because of those rhymes. So I'll send those rhymes out to customers, and I get a lot more tips from using those rhymes. I'll get a lot of after job or after order tips, and I've tested it both ways. I started using, I was like, wow, I'm getting a lot of tips, and then I stopped using it. I didn't really do it on purpose, but I kind of got lazy and wasn't sending out the rhymes. And I noticed, I said, wait a minute, I'm not getting. So then I went back to using them and all the tips started coming back. So it helped my customer rating. And so that's one way that I increase my pay, because now DoorDash algorithm also looks at that customer rating and sends you the better orders along with your completion and your acceptance rate. So you want to keep that high, and those rhymes will help you get more 5-star ratings. And number 2, just out the gate, I'm getting more tips after the order is done from using those rhymes. And a lot of people do a lot of things, you know, like I said, just be creative. I have a good friend, Dasher. He'll put stickers on the bag, personalized stickers on the bag with a nice saying with his name. He'll put that on there, and that increases his 5-star ratings. People will send memes, some kind of creative, funny, or happy meme to the customer, and that helps with your customer rating. Me personally, I use my rhymes. So again, I have 2 videos on that. I have one where it helps my customer rating, and I have another one where it helps get more tips after the fact. And you'll see on that video, I will have the messages from customers saying, hey, I'm giving you more tips. I loved your rhyme. You'll see all that evidence and whatnot in that video. So I have 2 different videos on that, so make sure you go check them out, and make sure you go check out all of my videos, especially if you're a new Dasher, so you can build your strong foundation from day one. And if you're a veteran Dasher, I'm pretty sure I got some things in those videos that you're not doing, because I'm obsessive with finding the best ways to make the most money, and then test, and then once I find out it's working, I bring it to the community. So like I say, if you're thinking about dashing, or you've been doing this 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years, go check out my videos. And even if you're a veteran Dasher, hey, it might spur something in your brain. So yeah, just go check it out. It doesn't hurt. And once again, guys, it's been fun. But as always, I want y'all to keep hitting them goals out there. Keep believing in them goals. Don't let no one stop you from reaching those goals. No friends, no family, no spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, strangers, anybody on social media. And most importantly, don't stop yourself. It's you versus you. Keep believing. Don't ever stop. Something gets hard, figure your way around it. Don't use it as an excuse to stop. If you need a little bit more knowledge to get around it, well, guess what? Go learn that knowledge and get around that barrier and keep pushing till you reach that dream and reach that goal. Don't stop. You can't stop. You got too many people depending on you. Even if it's just you, it's going to feel too good when you reach that final goal and that final dream. Everything you wanted in life. Do the little steps. Reach the little goals to reach that big goal. Stay consistent. Do not stop. So yeah, guys, again, I appreciate y'all stopping by. And as always, I want y'all to be safe out here and keep getting this